Hi, this is Chuck Oliver. Welcome to this week's Hidden Wealth Solution Review. Well, the question I pose to you boomers and retirees out there is this. Do you know the tax risk road you're traveling? And here's why this is so significant. I talk about on Hidden Wealth Radio the legislative risk, and there's a lot going on. And we've got an advocate pro-low tax in Washington that's getting us information that should have you concerned. And I'm going to kind of tackle these very quickly, so be sure to lean in and listen. And probably the bigger question is not just knowing what retirement risk road you're traveling, but is the plan that got you to where you are still the best plan to get you through and where you want to go? Let me give you an example. There have been trillions of dollars proposed for new spending, which means there's trillions of dollars proposed for new taxes. And here's where this legislative risk should really have you concerned, as it does myself and a number of us that I've been talking about. I'm actually writing about in my new book. The first one, and I think about clients, some great clients out of the great state of North Carolina that we recently met with, and they said, look, Chuck, we're recently retired, and we are very concerned about taxes. And when I brought these up to these clients, they were like, you got to be kidding. Here's the good news. They were able to wipe out their wealth risk from Washington. Strategies I'll teach this coming Tuesday at retirementprotected.com. That's retirementprotected.com. Have enabled them to use a very little known deduction, and you have to qualify for it. Many of our clients do. That allows up to a 100% tax deduction that our clients are using to get their IRAs converted to Roth IRAs and paying next to zero in tax. Most are paying none in tax because we're able to work with our tax team to figure that out. This isn't tax evasion, as people have said, right? This is tax mitigation and tax elimination. So tax evasion is not something that we do. These are all above line deductions, all things that have been in the tax code since the inception of the federal tax code that came out in 1913, folks. These have been tried and true, above line, no issues. But here's where the issues are coming on that aren't above the line. Washington is single-handedly trying to rob wealth. And here's how they're doing it. So here's the proposed changes. A required minimum distribution, for some of you that's a new terminology, RMD, I sometimes laugh and call it, should stand for retirement mass destruction, is being proposed at any age. Right now, it's age 73. By 2033, it'll be 75. So they keep pushing the age out because that keeps pushing the taxes up. Because remember this, deferred taxes, waiting to take this money out, folks, cost you more taxes, and Washington knows it. But this any age required minimum distribution based on what they call a congressional mandated limit. Now, I don't know about you. I want nothing to do with a congressional mandated limit. But in this congressional mandated limit, whatever you're above that, at any age, regardless of age or occupation, you have to take out 50%, at least 50% that's over this congressional mandated limit and owe tax on it. But then here's the other kicker. You can't put it back in, because they now limit, this is going to get worse before it gets better, they limit how much you can actually hold in these accounts. So once you've hit that congressional mandated limit, you can't turn around. You've already exhausted what they're going to let you put away. Well, change that, folks, before they change it on you. The last one, which is the one that should have most people very concerned, and we have a lot of clients taking full advantage of this, is removing the ability to do a Roth conversion, not just based on income limits like they used to be prior to 2010. And some of you have even reached out and said, Chuck, is there a limit on what I can convert? There's not now, is the answer I have to give them. Not as of yet. So think about that. The quickest way for Washington to take our wealth is to basically just restrict our capabilities. Folks, go to retirementprotected.com. That's retirementprotected.com and register. I'm going to teach you strategies with a proven track record of measurable results. And I think of clients, like I said, really nice couple. They said, look, we're concerned. In fact, we're frustrated with our accountant because he gives us no ideas on how to save taxes. They just successfully sold their business, and we saved them $100,000 in tax. Now, I want to put that in perspective. It's not tax on $100,000. $100,000 less to pay Uncle Sam. Folks, imagine less taxation, less inflation, less market deterioration. I'm going to teach you all of these things because right now, we're at war with Washington. Washington is at war on our wealth, and I want to teach you what you can do to protect yourself, to be a low tax or no tax retiree before the rules change, because they're going to keep changing. You work hard for your money. Retirementprotected.com, retirementprotected.com.